Have you ever looked around and wondered if everyone else has life figured out except you? That's exactly how Alex felt, sitting at his cluttered desk, textbooks piled high, deadlines looming like storm clouds. Every notification on his phone was a reminder of another assignment, another group chat he didn't quite fit into, another expectation he was struggling to meet. It seemed like his friends moved through life with effortless confidence, while he was stuck treading water, barely keeping afloat. The more he tried to catch up, the further behind he felt. Anxiety twisted in his stomach, and self-doubt whispered that maybe he just wasn't cut out for this. The world felt chaotic, and Alex was lost in the noise. Every morning, Alex woke up with a knot in his stomach, already dreading the day ahead. He'd rush through breakfast, barely tasting it, his mind racing with thoughts of unfinished homework and the test he hadn't studied for. At school, a simple misunderstanding with a friend would spiral into awkward silences and second-guessing every word he said. Teachers' voices blended into a blur of instructions and reminders, each one adding another layer to his growing to-do list. At home, his parents' well-meaning questions, "How are your grades? Are you making new friends?" felt like spotlights on everything he thought he was failing at. The more Alex tried to solve one problem, the more others seemed to pop up, multiplying like shadows in the dark. It wasn't just the world outside that felt complicated. Inside, his thoughts tangled into knots he couldn't seem to untie. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Alex sat alone in his room, the weight of everything pressing down on him. His unfinished assignments stared back accusingly, and his phone buzzed with messages he didn't have the energy to answer. Tears welled up in his eyes as frustration and exhaustion finally broke through. He felt trapped in a maze with no exit, convinced that no matter how hard he tried, he'd never catch up. The thought of giving up whispered in his mind, promising relief from the constant struggle. But somewhere, beneath the hopelessness, a quiet question flickered. What if there is a way out that I just haven't seen yet? What if things could be different? The next day, Alex dragged himself to school, his shoulders heavy with invisible burdens. After class, as he lingered in the empty hallway, his math teacher, Mr. Patel, paused beside him. "Rough week?" he asked gently, his eyes kind and understanding. Alex hesitated, surprised that someone had noticed. For a moment, the walls he'd built around himself wavered. Mr. Patel didn't rush him or offer quick fixes. Instead, he simply listened as Alex stumbled through his worries and fears. In that quiet conversation, Alex felt a small spark of relief someone saw him, not just his mistakes. It was the first time in weeks he didn't feel completely alone. Maybe, just maybe, things could start to change. Mr. Patel smiled, sensing Alex's uncertainty. "You know, when I was your age, I felt buried under problems too," he began. "It was like staring at a giant knot of strings so tangled, I thought I'd never sort it out. I'd pull at every loop, only making it tighter. One day, my grandmother watched me struggle and said, 'Stop yanking. Find the loose end.' I didn't understand at first, but she showed me how to look for the simplest place to start. Instead of fighting the whole knot, I just needed to find one thread I could gently pull. Suddenly, the mess began to unravel." He looked at Alex, his voice warm. "Life's problems can feel just as complicated. We try to fix everything at once, and it only gets messy, eh? But often, there's a simple solution, a first step, a small action, a shift in how we see things. When you stop seeing the problem as a mountain and start looking for the loose end, things can change. Simplicity is more powerful than you think." Inspired by Mr. Patel's story, Alex decided to try something different. Instead of staring at his overwhelming to-do list, he picked one subject, math, and made a simple study plan for the week. He broke each assignment into smaller tasks, focusing on just one at a time. The mountain of work didn't seem so impossible when he took it step by step. When a misunderstanding with his friend lingered, Alex remembered the loose-ended vice. Instead of replaying the argument in his head, he reached out with a message. "Can we talk?" That honest conversation cleared the air more than he expected. For the first time, Alex asked his parents for help organizing his schedule. They were more supportive than he'd imagined. Each small action built his confidence, and the tangled mess of his life began to loosen. Most people never try breaking their problems down, they stay stuck, waiting for a miracle. But Alex was learning that simple steps, taken consistently, could create big changes. The question echoed in his mind: if it's working for me, why not for you? Weeks passed, and the difference in Alex's life was undeniable. Where he once saw only chaos, he now found clarity. His grades, once a source of constant stress, began to improve as he stuck to his simple study plan. Each completed assignment felt like a small victory, proof that he was capable of more than he'd believed. Conversations with friends grew easier, too. By reaching out and being honest, Alex rebuilt trust and found support he never knew he had. Even at home, the tension eased. His parents noticed his effort and encouraged his new approach. The contrast was striking. The overwhelmed, anxious Alex of before had given way to someone more confident and hopeful. He realized that the problems hadn't disappeared, but his way of facing them had changed everything. The tangled knot of his life was loosening, one thread at a time. Alex's journey wasn't just about solving his own problems, it was a lesson anyone could use. If simple solutions could transform his world, maybe they could do the same for others, too. If you're feeling overwhelmed, remember Alex's story. Every problem, no matter how complicated it seems, has a simple solution waiting to be found. It's not about having all the answers or fixing everything at once. It's about finding that first loose end and giving it a gentle pull. Don't let the complexity of life hold you back, while others are already changing their lives with small, simple steps. You have the power to start untangling your own knots, one thread at a time. The path forward doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes, the simplest actions lead to the biggest changes. So what's the first small step you can take today? Your solution might be simpler than you think. Now it's your turn. Think about one problem in your life that feels overwhelming. Instead of trying to solve everything at once, ask yourself, what's the simplest first step I can take right now? Maybe it's sending a message, making a list, or just asking for help. Take that step today and see how things begin to change. You're not alone. There's a whole community of people here, just like you, who are choosing simplicity and seeing real results. Share your story in the comments below and inspire someone else to start their journey. And if you found this story helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more inspiration. Join others who are transforming their lives. Don't miss out on your own breakthrough.